Good evening, everyone. PK is on the phone once again after a while. Now, since Elliott Wave is a thing that you, let's say, regard from time to time, and it needs stuff to develop in order to price action, in order for price action to print out a recognizable pattern, it gives me, let's say, give me some time to not make videos, let's say, so that I have something to say actually when I make one. Okay, so as usual, we start with a larger time frame to see where we are approximately. Looking at the macro, we have a suggested count of a 1, 2, an inner 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and a 4 and a potential 5, meaning that the run is over and that we're potentially making a drop. I know this looks like a Christmas tree right now, but I'm gonna zoom in and explain everything as usual. So we're regarding of a potential end of a pattern here. However, if we are not done, there is a possibility for that. If we're not done and we're making only a wave 1, 2 of a larger 5, meaning that the 5 needs to kick in and we are only making this, right? See what I mean? We are gonna examine this price action right now, meaning that we're making a wave 2 or we're building something that is just gonna fall down and cancel everything. Why do I say this? That this is still possible because we never want to call the end of the bull run if we don't invalidate certain areas. So one of those would be that if we project a channel from a terminus of a wave 2 and the terminus of a supposed wave 4, and we're still in, that means that the beast could be still alive. So as long as we're in this area, good. If we break out, that's a red flag. As I spoke before for this area here, I'm gonna get there as well. So we're analyzing if this is a wave 2 and we're gonna have a massive wave 3, extended wave 5 on a total scale, or back to the Stone Age. Okay, let me zoom in. So we are looking if this is the end or there's still more to come. Full screen. Okay. Last time when I spoke about this, as you can see, just what I was talking about, terminus of a 2, terminus of a 4, raise it up to a terminus of a wave 3 and you get a channel. When you get out of the channel, you're thinking that the move is done. Like this impulse is done. And as I spoke before, again, you don't need to have a wave 4 necessarily making a sharp zigzag. Like a terminus of a wave 4 doesn't have to be under the terminus of wave A in, let's say, inner structure of a wave 4, meaning a running flat is possible. And then we had a running flat actually, and the last leg up to terminate the move. Then we fell out of this channel, meaning that the move is done. All right, so what is going on now? Now, first of all, one of the counts that could say that we're done is that we're having a wave A here. Let me zoom in actually. So wave A with the 5 swings. Mind you that I didn't find a proper way to count an impulse here. And honestly, I don't like when impulse is channeled this way. Normally, impulse should be projecting something like this. Wave 1, wave 2, 3 needs to be sharp and strong. Wave 4 just to try to go back, and then 5. So that when you channel from origin to the terminus of a wave 2, this is the terminus of a wave 2, project to the top of wave 1, you have this wave 3 that is penetrating the channel here, which is not the case here. I mean, not so much, right? Barely. So we have to be open-minded when we look at this structure, right? So open-minded in a sense, it can be 5, it can be a corrective 3, but having a clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings, I'm still gonna label it for the moment as a 5. So if we have a 5 here, then we need a corrective, let's say, and then we know that either we get 5 there, if this is A triangle B and an expanding diagonal according to the new rules, this is a valid one, and a disgusting one, I have to be honest. So this is why I'm keeping the blue count as an alternative out there. If this is a A, B, C, That means that there is a potential of an ending pattern, right? If we have a complete three-wave structure, we could call something like, hey, this is done. Especially with the fact that if you measure the algos from the origin here to the first drop, the highest pivot is here, and then you project it somewhere around there, you have one-to-one move from here, there, all the way here. It goes a bit further, but you get the gist after having this reaction. Now, if you look at the whole structure, if we're gonna see that, we're gonna consider that this is a 1-2, if the bull run is still continuing. One of the targets that we should look at is 0.38 as a algo pull. That would be a shallow for a wave 2, and we still didn't even touch it. Perhaps with the alternative count. For wave 1-2, normally we were looking at the 0.5 to somewhere around here, because they're let's say, the market sentiment is not strong that we're going to continue up, but this being the wave 5 of a 5 or whatever, perhaps there's still strong belief that this might shoot up. Anyway, as you saw, what was it? Okay, you're not giving me history with this time frame. What was the drop here? This was actually a decent one, 0.5. Okay. Alternative would be that we had a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a 3-wave move up, a 3-wave move down, zigzag, zigzag, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse to finish this B. So 5, A, B, C, 3, 5, and that could give you a wave 2, or that could give you a W, and then an X, and then a Y, if we're looking for a longer time-consuming and price discovery action, meaning that this is the first zigzag, an inner wave X that is connecting two zigzags, and then another zigzag here. Perhaps a touch of a channel to continue up, retesting the previous inner 4 area and whatnot. The bearish count would be that this whole thing was a wave 1 here, and now we have A, B, C flat for a wave 2, meaning that this is a wave 1, A, B, C, 2, back to the Stone Age again. Again, I'm going to repeat, wave 3 needs to penetrate this supposed channel that I already placed here. Penetrating this channel is a strong, let's say, guideline that we're forming a 3 and not a C, right? So what's the play then? The play would be maybe to, if we're waiting for a drop here, and that would give us ABC, we wait for a small reaction. We had a small reaction here before, and then it made a 1-2. So again, you're catching the retrace, basically, even though it sometimes doesn't give, right? We're waiting for a reaction there. If it gives, it can even go sharper, go somewhere there, and still react. And then if we can see something like an impulse here, retracement, that could be perhaps a long, of course with a stop loss and everything. And having said that, I think I covered everything that I had to say about Bitcoin. If this is a 1-2, then alts should see the sunrise again. Let's say that. All right, thank you for your time. Have a lovely evening.